Greetings, everyone. Great to see you, and happy 2021. Yep, we've got a new year here, and it's going to be hopefully a great year. Now, the last time we met, we learned all about the shepherds, and that angels came to tell them that the Messiah, Jesus, had been born. Now, why do you think? Why would the angels just go see the shepherds? Why didn't they go to the big city and see the big leaders and the rulers or the movie stars or the rock stars? Why didn't they tell the important people? Well, guess what? There is a good reason why. You know what? It was because God's love is for everyone, not just important people. It's for the lowly shepherds and everyone. So that's really comforting to know. Well, today we're going to explore the story of the wise men and who traveled very far away to worship baby Jesus and give him gifts. Now, when they came to give him gifts, how did they get there? They didn't have any GPSs. They didn't have any MapQuest. What did they do? They followed a star. They followed a star all the way that led them there, because they knew that, according to prophecy, that that king was going to be born. Yes, and they knew that and we all know that they gave him gifts. Now, do you remember those gifts they gave him? We used them in our play last time. Yeah. Gold, right? Frankincense and myrrh. And we even had a special treat last year. Someone gave us a bar of soap. But this soap, believe it or not, smells absolutely wonderful, has frankincense and myrrh in it. The people who made it, a special made, and it makes the whole room smell very special. So that was a treat to know exactly what it smelled like. Well, let's open our Sparks Bible and see what happened with our wise men. And our story is called Wise Men. On a cool, clear evening, 3 wise men looked into the night sky and saw a bright star. The wise men had been waiting for someone important to come into the world. They were waiting for a king. They knew that the star was a sign from God. "The star is a sign that the king has been born," the shortest one said. "We should follow the star and find him," the tallest one said. "I'll pack our bags," the middle one said. They left their homes and traveled far to meet this new baby king. They wanted to worship him and give him gifts. Along the way, they stopped and visited King Herod, the ruler of that land. "We are following the star to find the baby king," they told King Herod. "Do you know where he is?" When the king heard that the baby king had been born, he was afraid. He thought that the baby would grow up and take over. Then Herod wouldn't be the king anymore. So King Herod spoke to the wise men. He pretended to be nice. Herod told the wise men, "I would like to meet the new baby king. Why don't you find him and come back here and tell me where he is? Then I can go and worship him too." Well, the wise men kept following the star to find the baby. They finally found Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in Bethlehem. They were quiet so they wouldn't wake baby Jesus. They knelt beside the bed. He was so tiny. They kissed his little cheek. "Sleep well, little one," they said, and they left him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Those were very expensive gifts. They were gifts fit for a king. Later, the wise men decided it was time to go home. They were planning to tell King Herod where they found the baby Jesus. But God sent an angel to talk to them in a dream. The angel told them that King Herod was dangerous. So they went home a different way instead. Jesus was indeed a new baby king who surprised the wise men and frightened King Herod. Jesus was God's promise born for us, a gift to all people. And that's our story. Well, how long where did they come from? Where did the wise men come from? Did they come from La Habra or did they come from the east? Yeah, they came from the east. We don't know exactly where they were, but east, from the east. Now, how long did it take them to get to Bethlehem? We know it was a long time. It doesn't say. The Bible doesn't say how long. But you know what? We have scholars that have studied the Bible, studied the geography and all the land, and they think that it may have taken up to 2 years for them to get there. So he was still a very young little baby, a young child. Okay, well, did the wise men ride on camels? Well, it didn't tell us that, did it? We saw it in the picture, though. I saw in the bottom of the picture there's 3 camels and 3 wise men riding on them. Well, the camels were very common in Bible times, and they were pack animals, and they could put lots of gear on their backs and travel long distances with a camel. So it didn't actually say that they rode on a camel, but everyone kind of assumed that the wise men rode camels. And we kind of like making those little puzzle pieces fit together. So there are some details about this story that we don't know. But we do know that the wise men from the east traveled a long ways to worship Jesus and to give him gifts. And they told each other as they were coming, we must find Jesus. They knew. Well, finding Jesus was really important to the wise men in ancient times. And it is still important today, right? We must find Jesus. Well, Jesus has already been born and raised and came and walked among us and taught us. How can we find Jesus? How can we find Jesus? By praying, maybe. Online Sunday school, that works. Reading, listening to stories, always looking at our wonderful, beautiful world we have. All those are ways we can keep finding Jesus, right? Well, let's add some stickers to our chart. Here is one shepherd, not shepherd, this will be a king. We've got the shepherds on. One, okay, let's move our star a little bit. And here's another king. I know they're kind of small for you to see, but we'll put them on. And our third king. And you can see we do have a camel right there. Okay, and how did they get there? No GPSs? Yes, they followed a star. And that's why we put a star on our tree. And this star says, let his love shine. Because that's what God gives us, is his love. It's very special. Yes, the wise men came. Yes, they did. And they wanted so much to worship and praise Jesus. So let's pray. Let's pray about that. Ready? Dear God, Thank you for sending Jesus to be King. Thank you for sending Jesus to be the King. Help us find Jesus. Help us find Jesus. For he was born for all of us. For he was born for all of us. Well, guys, have a great week. Have a great week. And just remember, keep Jesus in your heart as you go on your week. And it's the beginning of a new year. So we're looking for lots of wonderful, wonderful surprises and seeing where God's love fits all of us. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.